Let's make a movie together. Over the last few months, you and I have been working together bit by bit to create a story for a feature film. From the beginning, this series has been experimental, as I've never created a story while collaborating with a collection of other people, so it's been interesting to see where it's gone. As the series has continued, there has been a gradual decline in interaction and comments and votes and that kind of thing. So this week I'm going to do things a little bit different just to gauge interest in this video series and see if it's something that we should keep doing. Watch until the end of this video and I'll tell you how you can vote to keep this series going. For now, I'm just going to give you a rough breakdown on what we have actually created so far. Together, we chose a title for this film, which is Cast a Dark Shadow. We also chose a genre, which is a psychological thriller. The concept for this story is, in a small town, a detective confronts a series of gruesome murders linked to an ancient artifact that grants its user the ominous power to control shadows. We also decided who our protagonist is, and in the process we actually chose two different characters. So we have Leo Ramirez, who is a seasoned detective on the brink of retirement, haunted by a crippling fear of the dark, a phobia intensified by the tragic loss of his daughter under mysterious circumstances. The other main character is Alex Park, a young, eager member of local law enforcement and a supernatural enthusiast. Despite never encountering the supernatural, Alex is determined to prove his worth, often employing his skills in magic tricks and sleight of hands to solve cases. His initial desire to tackle the murders solo leads to tension when Leo arrives in town. We also chose an antagonist for the series, which is also a bit of a combination. So we have a corrupt alter ego of our protagonist and another character being controlled or affected by some kind of supernatural dark presence. After that point, we had started to use the 8-sequence story structure to map out, sort of major points that happen throughout the story. Sequence 1, a member of law enforcement in the small town is lured and killed by the dark presence, awakening something at an ancient site. Leo lives in an apartment far away in the big city. He lives with his crippling phobia of the dark when he is compelled to return to the small town after someone reports seeing his long-lost daughter. Sequence 2, Leo arrives in town and begins investigating the sighting of his long-lost daughter. Leo stumbles upon another murder, and this time he was the only person spotted at the scene of the crime and decides to stay in town so that he can solve the mystery and clear his name. In sequence 3, Leo and Alex, with conflict between them, begin their separate investigations, with Leo facing the first encounter in the small town against the shadow presence. Alex investigates the original murder further and finds the first clues and hints about the ancient relic. Sequence 4, Alex and Leo finally begin to let their barriers down and work together. They gather their information and return to Leo's ex-wife. Leo discovers he must indeed go back to the one place he dreaded, as it is where he lost his daughter long ago. They discover the ancient artifact and more history about the town and some ancient cave dwellers. Through the vision of Leo's daughter, they are guided out just in time before they are consumed by the shadows. This sequence ending with the evil presence latching onto Leo in some way. In the latest video, we started piecing together sequences 5 and 6. And that is where we left off. I'll also put all of that information in the description of this video so you can read it at your own leisure. Instead of going into your submissions about sequence 5 and 6, we come to the point in the series where I'm going to get your input to decide whether or not we actually continue with this series. So if you want to see where the story goes and keep working on it together, then in the comments below, I want you to type the title of this film, which is Cast a Dark Shadow. If we get more than 10 unique comments saying this phrase, then we will keep the series going. So that's it, nice and quick, and I will see you next time.